Hey everybody, Jessie here to show you how to do Kitchener stitch. So this is just for an example. We haven't knit a toe here, so just pretend it's a toe. But when you are at the end of your toe or your heel, you're gonna close this up with Kitchener stitch. And if you haven't done it before, it's this really lovely stitch that totally disappears into your knitting. To show you, I'm going to be using contrast yarn so you can see what it is that I'm doing. But when you do it on your socks, you'll use the same yarn that you knit with. So it definitely takes a little getting used to, and honestly, every time I do it, I need a refresher. I totally just had Erin give me a refresher before we started this video. So, you know, if you never remember, don't feel bad because we don't either. All right, so to begin with, you're gonna have your stitches either on 2 double points like I have them here, or on your cabled needles, you know what I mean. So if you have them on circular needles, you're gonna make sure the points are to the right, and DPNs, you know, it's points on both sides, but you're going to start working from the right to the left. So you're going to get your stitches kind of close to the tips, but not too close that they slide off. And this is your front needle. This is your back needle. So you're going to begin on the first stitch of your front needle. You're going to insert your tapestry needle with your yarn on purlwise, and you're going to leave that stitch on the needle. And then on your back needle, you're going to insert your yarn as if to knit, and you're going to leave that on your needle. And this is a little fiddly at the beginning, so make sure your yarn stays underneath your needles. Okay. So that's the setup, and now you're ready to go across all of the stitches to close up this toe or heel or what have you. Excuse the interruption, folks. Okay, so now you're ready to go across and close up this whole part of your sock. So you are going to take your tapestry needle with your yarn on it, insert as if to knit on the front needle, and slide that stitch right off. And then you're going to insert also on the front needle on the next stitch as if to purl, and leave it on the needle. And then you're going to go to your back needle, insert as if to purl, slide it off, and then on the next stitch, insert as if to knit. Leave it on the needle. So you're going to go across the whole sock doing that. So you should have the same number of stitches here as you have here on your back needle, so it comes out even. If you are doing a 64 stitch sock, you'll have 16 stitches on your bottom or your front needle, 16 stitches on your back needle. If you have a 72 stitch sock for your toe and your heel, you'll have 18 stitches here on the front and 18 stitches here on the back. So on the front needle, insert as if to knit, slide it off, insert as if to purl, keep it on. You'll have to give it a little tug here and there just to keep your stitches neat. Right, and then onto the back needle, insert as if to purl, slide it off. Oops. There we go. Insert as if to knit, keep it on. So I just kind of, oops daisy. I kind of just say to myself as I go along, oh my goodness, knit off the front, purl on the front, purl off the back, knit on the back. knit off, purl on, this does get easier as you go along. Yarn management, you know, is always fun. All right, purl off, knit on, and as you go along, this does get a little bit easier once you're kind of far away from this tail that keeps getting caught in everything. So knit off, purl on, purl off, knit on. All right, through the magic of television, I'm going to get to the end of this and then show you how to end your Kitchener stitch. But as you can see, if I neaten it up a little bit, and every once in a while, just make sure you're giving your ends like a little tug. I don't know what happened there. Anyways, there you can see your nice, neat stitches. They should be neat. I'm a little messy today. All right, and I will be right back to show you how it will look at the end. All right, so here we are at the end, and as you can see with my contrast yarn, that closed up this knitting really nicely. And you know, you can see it's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. If you want to, you can take your tapestry needle when you're done and just kind of tug at these stitches to even them out. I am not super picky, so I don't always do this unless it's like very noticeable. But you know, you do you. All right, so let me get this back on the needle. Ideally, you want to leave a longer tail than this. But you know, again, nobody's perfect. All right, so knit off, purl on, purl off, knit on, knit off, purl on, oh, come on, purl off, knit on. Definitely be more careful when you get to these last couple of stitches because they just want to jump right off your needles. Okay, so you've knit off, purled on, purled off, knit on, down your whole toe or heel, and now you're at the last two stitches. So really all you do is knit off and then purl off and pull your yarn through, and you have closed up your toe or your heel. Again, this is not actually a toe or a heel. This was just to show you how to do Kitchener stitch. So this is not how your toe or heel is going to look, but you can see how nicely that just closed it right up. And, you know, here I could have tugged my yarn a little bit more as I went along to make it not so loose. But, you know, again, I'm not too picky and I'm also not perfect. So that's that. And then you will take these ends and with your tapestry needle, get them right inside your sock and weave in the ends. And if you have any gaps by mistake, you can definitely use your ends to close up any little gaps that you have. But at the end, you'll have a beautiful seamless toe or heel.